Morning, everyone. Welcome to our next weekly AMA. Thank you, obviously, so much for joining us. For those that don't know us, my name is Marty, also known as Alcatraz. I'm the lead designer at Raini Studios, and I'm joined today by Artkin and Drasniba. How you going, guys?
G'day, guys.
Hey, how we doing? Good morning.
Yeah, good. Probably should just do the quick intro around the room.
Sure. I'll start. So I'm Artkin, also known as Chris. I'm one of the co-founders of Rainy Studios. Over to you, Draz.
G'day, guys. Just Jazz Neba, community member, just in here helping the guys coordinate the questions and things for the AMA. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been I think it's actually been like a couple of weeks since we did the last AMA. Team's been frantically traveling, meeting, expoing, working. There's been a lot going on over the past couple of weeks. So obviously, probably the big couple of things. A few weeks back, the team was over in San Francisco. I think where we were then, San Francisco, for GDC. Which was amazing experience. We had, I think it was like roughly 27,000 people they had through the expo over 3 days. A lot of people checking out the game, and a lot of great feedback and a lot of people enjoying it, which is always good to see. And for those that, I mean, it's their sort of thing. For anyone who missed the announcement during GDC, obviously we've announced as well that when the Lords of Light does launch, planned for the end of Q2 this year, so not far off actually. That we will be launching on the Epic Game Store, and will be one of the first Web3 games on there. I mean, you both obviously saw that announcement and saw the response to that. It was pretty crazy, I think.
Yeah, there was a huge reception. I mean, we always thought it would be a big one, but I think partially because of the fact that it got leaked a little bit over. I wouldn't even just say days or weeks, months early. You were dropping hints, Marty. I was expecting that to kind of take the wind out of the sails a little bit, but yeah, the amount of reception we got was like nothing we've ever seen before. That's by far our most liked, retweeted, commented ever Twitter post. We've had people writing articles about us. We've had a lot of big partners reaching out for potential engagement or partnerships. So it's really helped to put Rainy Studios and RTLOL in particular on the map. So really excited to be moving towards that goal and seeing what it does for us post launch.
Yeah,
When,
absolutely.
when it does get launched on Epic, where does it show up? I mean, I use the Epic sort of launcher and things like that for various games. Where will the Rainy sort of show up on there as a featured game?
We're still chatting with Epic to finalize some of the details around that. But if you have a look on the Epic launcher, you'll see they usually have like a featured area if you go into the actual store for like games that have just launched and stuff like that. And if you scroll down, usually about halfway down on the store page, they have their free games of the week. So not 100% sure where we'll be at this stage. We're still just ironing out some of the details. But yeah, we'll definitely be on there, and it'll be full steam ahead at that point as well. So it'll be pretty cool.
Cool.
I mean, it's been a very busy time even since coming back from GDC. Obviously, probably the biggest event was the one that culminated last weekend with our Avalanche RTLOL Championship. So obviously, as I've said many times, big shout out to Avalanche for sponsoring that event and helping us put it together. And obviously, as always, a big thanks to Blue Mint for their work that they always do with us in actually hosting the event. We had an insane response to that event. Any tournament or event we'd done previously, I think our record was 56 players off the top of my head. And this one just literally blew it out of the water. I think we had over 300 players register, and 154 players actually ended up playing on the day. which is just a huge result. So yeah, very very appreciative to everyone who came along. This was the top 8 that we played out on the weekend. Excuse me. And yeah, obviously a big congratulations to Mason, who, for those who may not know, is part of Team AliCoin. So Ali Shah is obviously one of the streamers, one of many streamers who actually played and streamed over the 2 weeks. But yeah, Mason able to take it down over his former roommate in the finals too, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah, the performance by AliCoin in general was just something again we've never seen before. It was I think a testament to the power of a collective think tank working together and training and building decks and really testing them in the field and seeing how they can make the optimal tweaks to give them the best possible advantage throughout the game. There was a lot of talk after the tournament, some people speculating that the game is more luck based now, but I think the fact that Ali Coin dominated the top 4 shows that if you really have the right support and you go the extra mile in creating the best possible decks and practicing against as many possible other types of decks as possible, so you're prepared for anything that you encounter, you can pretty consistently perform far better than average, and you can potentially take it to the top 4, or in this case, take out the entire tournament and become the new RTLOL tournament champion. So it was very great to see them perform all the way through the tournament so well. And also for anyone who missed it, we did a live stream of the finals, which concluded with a tournament with a bit of an interview with both of the grand finalists, Mason and Snow. I think that's really useful for anyone who's looking to try to get some advantages in preparing for the next tournament and get the most out of the game. So I would highly recommend checking that out. We might snip it and just upload to YouTube as a separate video. But yeah, in the meantime, you can check the VOD of the live stream that Marty did.
Yeah, so the live stream's up on either YouTube or Twitch. So you can see them. I've just posted it in the comments here. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it in the comments there. But yeah, definitely was a really interesting top 8 to see. Had some interesting decks that we sort of saw throughout the tournament. And then yeah, obviously with all of the top 4 preparing for the event together, we did have some mirror matches there towards the end, which is still interesting to watch. When you've got that sort of, like one of the final games was like a control on control matchup where it almost came down to like a game of chicken, just with both players not really wanting to make that first move, and then sort of seeing where they go from there. But yeah, overall it was a very very enjoyable final to watch.
Absolutely. Also, just want to take the opportunity to say congratulations to the successful bounty hunters. I believe it's Q Pioneer who managed to knock Ali Straza out in round 2. Unfortunate that she matched versus one of our veteran and most successful players, but well done on claiming that bounty. And I think it was Rizzo Waller, who is a new face or a new username at least to our tournament scene, who managed to take out the 3 times champion Huncho. So congratulations to both of you guys. Yeah, we'll be sending some premium packs across this week. Hopefully, we just need to confirm wallets and everything.
Yeah, so all the prizes should go out this week. Obviously, we know who our top 8, top 16, and participants are for all those prizes. We obviously still have to do some lucky door prizes, which actually I guess leads nicely into the next thing for us to chat about. So if we're going to do a lucky door prize, we need to make sure that it's true RNG and everything is fair and balanced for everyone. And obviously, being a Web3 game studio or a Web5 game studio, if you listen to half the talks I give, it's really important that all of that randomness and all of that information is stored publicly on the chain. to that end, we've actually just partnered with a brand new company called Super Oracles. Probably Chris, if you want to even just touch on how we met Super in the first place.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, it feels like a long time ago, but realistically, it was only in March at East Denver. In the lead up to the event, we were placed in a group through some of our mutual partners for an event that Super Oracles was hosting. So if you haven't been to any of these crypto conferences before, every night basically they have these events sponsored by a company where they'll give you free drinks and free food. So even if nothing else, it's just good to come and have some nice food and drinks and meet some cool people. But this one was actually quite a big event. They had several hundred people. And I think it was partially because they organized a really good group of people to form a number of panels and do like 1 hour discussions on different topics. I was fortunate enough to be invited by Super Oracles to speak on one of their panels, which was mostly centered around creating sustainable economies in games. And yeah, that was a really fun time. And then apparently made such a good impression that Vinny reached out and has been connecting us to a whole bunch of other people that he thinks we'd be great to work with, and also spoke more about their own offering. So initially, what we're looking to utilize with Super Oracles is the verifiable randomness, which you can see on chain, just to ensure we maintain that integrity across our lucky door prizes or any other sort of like random events that we need to leverage. But they're a really big organization. They're doing some really big things, and we're thrilled to be partnering with them and have their support.
Yeah, so Super has a variety of products available that we'll be looking to leverage as we move forward, both for RTLOL and for other potential projects that we're working on. Probably the biggest one that we're going to be using, I mean, literally in a few minutes for the Lucky Door Prize, but we'll also be using it more and more moving on, is their VRF, or basically their random number generator. So the big benefit here, so for anyone who's programmed before or has a background in computer science, random in computers isn't a real thing. You can't actually tell a computer to give you a random number and actually have it be truly random. It has to be generated from somewhere. But the benefit of working with an organization like Super and what they've built out with their VRF solution is it actually gives us the closest thing we're ever going to get to true random. And it actually uses the random nature of the blockchain to actually like form part of the seed to actually generate that number in the first place. So it's to give a bit of an idea, some of the other organizations that they have partnered with, I'm not sure if it's public who it is yet, but so I'm not going to drop like specific names, but are large like online gambling or casino apps and games. So if their random solution is good enough to run casinos, I would like to think it's good enough for us to use in our products as well. So, but the applications for that is really interesting. Like it can do everything from, as we're about to see here, it'll generate the winners for our lucky door prize. We could use it to generate card packs. We can use it to generate loot boxes. There's a lot of really interesting opportunities working with that as well. Which I guess brings us to the lucky door prize. So obviously for the tournament we held last weekend, or over the last 2 weekends, we had, oh, excuse me, had 154 participants who actually played at least one round. And yeah, we've got some prizes to give away for those people. So let me bring this up on screen here. Make sure everything is still connected. Oh, let me just remove that for a second. So we asked in our chats, in our Telegram chat yesterday, if people wanted us to draw the hundreds first or the 500 first, and it was pretty unanimous that the 100 was going first. So let's start with those. Draz, can you just name a random animal?
Cow.
Good choice.
Under pressure. Actually, I've got 8 goats. I probably should have said goat.
Oh, we've got to do 5, so you've got plenty of.
Nice.
So was it cow?
I'll give you their names if you like.
Okay, so 87 is our first player, which is Nicisme, Nicisme.
Nick is me.
Nick is, yeah, cool.
Nick is me.
Nick is me, cool. So that's our first winner there. You said goat?
Goat, yep.
Yeah, goat for sure.
When did you
get all these goats, mate?
We've had them for maybe 3 years now. 3 or 4 years. We're on 10 acres of the Sunshine Coast here. So they're more just pets and lawnmowers.
That's awesome.
Nice.
You're as ochre as they come.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, let me actually just highlight that one. 105. Q Pioneer.
Oh, nice.
Winning everything here, isn't he?
Wow.
Yeah, well done.
Congrats, man.
So, yeah, definitely a good. I think I saw Q Pioneer had a top 16 result too, so he got the legendary Blockfather card too. I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
So yeah, that's definitely a good tournament for him. All right. Animal number 3, or actually, let's change it up. Name a city.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Brisbane. I've caught you off guard here, haven't I? Brisbane. All right.
That's all right. Sticking to what I know.
Brisbane. 38. Kissy Shake is our third winner.
So I just saw Roblox said, I don't see my name in the list. Just to clarify, in case it wasn't clear earlier, we had 207 people check in. We had like 302 or something register, 207 check in. But as per the rules, you have to play in at least your first match to be eligible for any prizes. So we had about 50 people that checked in, but didn't actually manage to play their first match, who aren't eligible for prizes. Just wanted to confirm that.
Cool. So this will be our last $100 draw. Robux, if you like, if you want to send a DM on Telegram or Discord, we can just check that for you. The list is longer than just here, by the way. Like, it goes like up and down. Like, it's a pretty long list. So Draz, let's go your favorite Pokemon. There we go.
Oh Lord, I know nothing about Pokemon. What about Pikachu? That's the only one I know.
Sure.
I think.
Original, yeah.
Terrible, hey.
I'm just getting you to pick random things here because it actually goes like into the seed, so it's adding to the randomness of what we're doing.
Yeah, right.
In addition to what obviously Supra do for us as well. Be quick on that one. 140. 1337. So we've got Discord usernames and stuff as well, so we'll reach out to all these people. And finally, so that's 4 winners there. So Nick is me, Q Pioneer, Kissy Shake, and 1337. So there's 6 draws. So there's one more $100 draw to go. Chris, do you want to name your favorite breed of dog?
I'm gonna have to say Moodle, since I own one.
Moodle, Moodle.
Yep. Maltese toy poodle mix. Very cute, like a teddy bear.
Maltese poodle. Okay, cool. Oh, hang on. Helps if I write the contract first, doesn't it? Give it a second to verify. 25. Chad Raini, one of our
Hey,
OG community members there.
Congratulations.
nice.
It was one too early though. Probably wanted the 500, but that was the last $100 US. Which brings us to the 500 US, well, dollars in Avalanche or stablecoin. Let's go. Trying to like looking around. Draz, your favorite color pen?
Purple.
Purple.
There you go. Making up for the Pikachu answer.
Yep.
Making
So
sure
good
it's
luck,
random.
everyone. This being the big one. Through like drum roll or something, or I should have like prepared like I don't know, some sort of video or something to put on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Purple.
Good luck, everybody.
77 is NTLZ.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations. Yeah. We'll have to work out who these people are through the list, but yeah.
So we'll get Bloom in to help us with that, because obviously when you register for the tournament, we'll have like Discord IDs and stuff like that. But we'll reach out to all of our winners just to verify wallets. And yeah, congratulations everyone. And yeah, obviously, again, a huge thank you to everyone who played and participated in the event. It really, it was a huge turnout. Like I said, we broke records all over the place. Our back end engineers were a little worried, but yeah, all our systems sort of stayed up and handled the load, which is it's a great sign for us. Obviously, as we move towards launch, where we'll have hopefully a lot more players. So yeah, just again, congratulations to Nick is me, Q Pioneer, Kissy Shake, 1337, and Chad Rainey for the $100 prizes, and then NTLZ for the 500. Cool. I mean, that's all the formal stuff, I guess, out of the way. But yeah, Draz, do you want we'll hit up some questions from the community and go from there.
Sure. There's just one in the Telegram, I suppose. People were asking during the week about the leftover stamina on the current gold and chromas, whether they had any influence on their strength as legacy infused NFTs when they become those. I sort of suggested no, obviously, but just they wanted a formal answer from the team.
Yeah, I'll take that one. So the benefits within the RTLOL game and the play and earn economy that we're going to build centered around Photon are completely independent to remaining stamina. However, you can see stamina as a loose proxy for their relative strength. It's going to be mostly based on how difficult to obtain they were, how so obviously like the chromatic, that there's only a couple of people who managed to craft chromatics. Those NFTs will be quite a lot more powerful than any gold NFT. But it doesn't matter if you've got 0 stamina remaining or a full stamina bar in terms of how much benefit you'll get in the RTLOL world.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely. A question from Misen. Will the next card drop be raffles and auctions or something different?
It's a good question. We are looking at a combination of different things for the next card drop. But I will say that it is worth trying to stack up your rainbows and unicorns now, because there will be a lot of opportunities to spend them in the next card pack drop. So stay tuned. We'll announce all the different details. The plan at this point is to do a combination of raffles, auctions, and something different. But the details will all come out once we've got everything finalized. We'll post a medium outlining everything you need to know. All you really need to do now is stack rainbows and unicorns in preparation.
And obviously that'll be for. Oh, sorry, Jess.
No, you go, mate.
I was just saying, obviously keep in mind the next set being seasons. is a bigger set than what 7DS was. 7DS obviously was just like a mini set. This is our next like full set, similar to like the Genesis drop.
Is the obviously the next set would include all the cards that we're currently playing within the game. Are there other cards in the background that we haven't seen yet that will be part of that set?
Not for the season set. I mean, we've already started work on the third edition, but the only other cards that are applicable that are to be introduced into the game are the promo cards. So we've got the Campai Pandas, we've got the Chubby Aliens, we've got the Avalanche Spell card, we've got the Blockfather. We have already added in Year of the Rabbit, but the other promo cards haven't been added into the game yet. Those are next on the list. So they're the next cards you'll see coming in and shaking up the meta a little bit. Beyond that, you'll have to wait till set 3, unless we do some more promo cards along the way. Yeah.
Okay, no, that sounds cool. And while you're on that, I suppose just down the bottom there from Mateo, when is the anticipated seasons drop? It was going to be April, but obviously Arthron was also going to be March, but it got pushed. If you could just give us a bit of idea about the Arthron maybe and the seasons drop.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So all of the things got pushed back a little bit because we had such a massive opportunity come out of left wing for attendance and showcase at GDC and the big tournament that Avalanche generously sponsored that just concluded. So unfortunately, we had to shift our attention and resources to those priorities, which has pushed back the drop timeline a little bit. To that end, I would say we're probably looking at something like May at this stage, but we need to speak to all of the various devs we have working on it, including our blockchain developers, just to confirm when we'll be ready. We want to make sure we do it right, and we have some good things planned to reward all of our longtime Raini holders for the next drop, the seasons pack drop. So yeah, we'd rather just take a little bit longer and make sure it all goes smoothly and that everyone gets good access to a good amount of cards, than rush it and risk something going wrong. So I would say May at this point is my best guess, but I'll keep you guys posted as we get closer to the date, and we'll definitely give you guys a big amount of heads up so that you can prepare for the drops when they come out.
Sounds good. I mean, personally, I don't see any rush, I suppose, on getting it out. Obviously, they'll be out before the game is launched, and everyone has access to all the cards right now anyway, so we're not missing out on anything apart from
Yeah, exactly.
holding them in our wallets as a collection. But no, you guys are doing a great job. That's great. What about Arthron? Is it scheduled before then, or
Yeah,
no
I
rush?
mean, Arthron is pretty much good to go. Again, we just had to keep reassigning blockchain developers to other more pressing tasks. So
Of course.
yeah, potentially within the next few weeks, let me speak to them and just see when we can get a date. As soon as we confirm that, I'll let you know. But we haven't forgotten about Arthron. It's been on the list for a while. It's just again, it's not a high priority compared to all of the things we're doing to build the fundamental player base for the game. Which I think, yeah, if we get a big network effect, a lot of people playing the game, then there'll be plenty of value for everyone. So that really needs to be our main priority. And as you said, Draz, the NFTs don't really have any utility yet. They definitely will once we get to the full game launch, but they'll all be completed well before the full game launch. So within the next 1 to 2 months, we'll do the Arthron drop and we'll do the seasons drop. And then we should be all set to go into the full game launch in June.
Fantastic. Sounds great. Just a question here from GM Gaming. Do you have any plans on increasing the Raini Studios staff after launch to keep up with the growth and increased adoption? Isn't it best to increase the staff and production as the community grows?
It's an interesting question because if you look at it from a resource requirement perspective, with the game coming close to a finished state, it actually reduces the number of developers that you need to build it. It's a lot of upfront work to get the game to where we've got it now. I think the team's done a fantastic job to to get the game to a point where it not only plays well but presents well. It's got all the fundamentals in place, and the way we've built the game is kind of wherever possible, rather than just building the thing we want, we build a builder for it, so that if we want to build something else in the future, we can just leverage that builder to build other things. So, for example, if we want to implement a new card, because we've done the hard work in setting up the structure for it, we can just go in and select some abilities, and the card's good to go. We don't have to program things from scratch over and over again for every new card we want to add. On the other hand, I think what is likely to happen as we get closer to full launch and beyond is we will have an increased requirement for business development, marketing, and community management. So it doesn't really make sense to hire those roles quite yet, because if we want to get the best results, then we need the game to be in a state where, if we're attracting people to play it, then they're incentivized to keep playing it. And that's why I mentioned in the Telegram the other day, in addition to like the Web3 and Epic Game Store integration, our main focus now is just building all these really engaging mechanisms that incentivize and encourage people to come back every day and play the game. So things like achievements, battle passes, like progression levels, just reasons to play outside of preparation for a tournament. Once we've got that in place, then we're pretty confident that the game should be good to go in terms of pushing to as wide an audience as possible. We've already started efforts there, that hence the GDC showcasing, and the big Avalanche tournament we just ran, and Ali Straza streaming, and some other marketing arrangements we've got. But yeah, it's just more appropriate to make a big push once we have those final touches in place that will really hopefully prove to be the reasons that people come back day by day and play the game very consistently. So that's what I would say in terms of the staffing considerations. However, we would hope to move the developers on to either new game modes or new titles. We have a lot of things in the works there. And yeah, simultaneously ramp up our marketing and community engagement.
How far off are you? Oh, sorry, mate. You go.
I was gonna say it's very much a case of, like, especially even like now, like the developers that we have, like I guess the ratios will sort of slowly start to shift over time, probably away from just pure, like, say, developers, especially like back end or networking, because that stuff's all basically done, more to say art design, community management, marketing. Like, so it's still going to be a full team effort. But yeah, obviously we just move resources around to make sure the right people are in the right spots. Sorry, Jazz, you were saying?
No, that's all right. I was just going to say, Arkin mentioned the battle pass there. You sort of mentioned something just as we came into it. Is it? Are you able to just elaborate a little bit on what that might do for Raini?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, like we're implementing a battle pass that will be live from when the game launches. So if you've played, it's a fairly common thing that you'll see in a lot of games these days. They'll usually have different names, but they're all basically the same idea. Where as if you are a free-to-play player, you'll get some rewards as you progress and engage with the game. So just by playing games and winning and stuff like that. And then there'll be like a higher tier. That basically players can choose to buy into that higher tier, which gives you additional rewards, and that will usually be over like a few months or something like that. So it's basically a way for us to encourage players to keep coming back and playing the game, but also rewarding the players who actually do so, because the more you play, the more rewards that you'll get.
It sounds great, actually, really good. We've just got a question here from Victor W. He says D4, which I'm assuming is maybe Diablo 4, will be also launching in June. Any thoughts around how this might impact the attention we will get to garner around launch?
Yeah, so it's
You go ahead.
yeah, it's always an interesting thing when you're launching a game, because you want to make sure you have as many eyes on you as possible, especially during that like that launch window where you're sort of targeting a lot of your like marketing promotional efforts into that like very fixed period of time. Gamers, generally speaking, have pretty short attention spans, so we probably wouldn't want to launch on the same day as Diablo 4, or potentially in the same week. But if we're a week or two after it, especially considering that while I have no doubt Diablo 4 will be a huge, like I personally am looking forward to it. It'll be a huge, massive hit. If they don't move 20 million plus units, I'll be very surprised. But they're not technically in the same genre as what we are. So it would really come down to how much overlap there is between like those sort of like ARPG players versus like TCG players. So yeah, like it wouldn't be the sort of thing where we would launch on the same day, but if we were a couple of weeks apart, I wouldn't really see a huge issue there.
Yeah, I think from what I can see, Diablo 4 is due to launch on June 6th. We're looking more towards the end of the month. So, I mean, I'm not sure how successful Diablo 4 will be. I'm sure there'll be people who love playing it and they play it for a really long time. But I've also seen some prominent streamers and professional esports players who have had access to the beta and kind of indicated that they're not as excited about it as they would have liked to be. So I expect if that kind of expectation is felt across the board, then a lot of players will probably check it out and play the game, but may lose interest in a short amount of time, which could be good timing for us looking for the next thing. Yeah.
Excellent. Just another question from Victor W. there. Do you have any insight on how Leonardo was able to get so many users in such a short time? Was it mainly by word of mouth? Will Raini implement similar methods to obtain users? And just while you're on Leonardo, I suppose, I mean, there was just a chat in the Telegram about, obviously Mindsphere is a founder of Raini and Leonardo, but they were just curious as to how that association might benefit Raini in the
Sure.
future.
Yep. So first question in terms of how Leonardo grew, I think it was at 13,000 Discord members 2 months ago. Now it's at 500,000. The simple answer is actually, since I have some insight into what was happening behind the scenes, the AI is very hype at the moment. So it's kind of reminiscent of the crypto bull market of 2020, 2021. And so content creators who make videos or anything else or post articles about cutting edge AI tend to get more views or more reads than those who don't create content around AI. Leonardo actually didn't start any marketing efforts. It wasn't ready for marketing when some YouTubers just found it and enjoyed using it and decided to make some content on their own and ended up getting orders of magnitude more views than they usually get. This created kind of like a domino effect of other content creators seeing these YouTube videos from their competition and how many views they were getting and FOMOing in. So it was just kind of this cascade of content creators jumping on the AI hype wagon to create content around Leonardo, which to be fair is quite cutting edge in its field. So it's interesting in its own right, but it's also good timing with how hype AI is at the moment. That kind of just took off from there. So it went from 13,000 to 500,000, predominantly thanks to unpaid YouTubers deciding to make videos and post about it so that they would get more views because it was quite a hype topic. In terms of the benefit of Leonardo's success to Raini, I think the most obvious benefit here is that due to the close partnership with Mindspheres being a co-founder of both, I should clarify that Leonardo has 5 other co-founders who mostly in the machine learning space and actually for the ones who were able to build it to where it is now, they didn't really have anything to do with Raini, which is why they're kind of separate. But because of the connection via Mindspheres, Raini has a huge opportunity to showcase its games as an example of all of the things that you can do when you empower your team with some service like Leonardo. So everything we do that leverages Leonardo's tech, we can speak to the guys to make sure we're getting them to tweet about our games and our new artwork and all the bits and pieces. And when you're talking a community of 500,000 people, that's a lot of eyeballs that get on the project essentially for free. I'm sure a portion of them are interested in card games and would feel inclined to come check us out. So it's mostly that free exposure there. I think there are some opportunities for partnership a little bit down the line. Everything's just kind of in a state of flux at the moment for Leonardo, but once the dust settles with some of the deals they're putting in place now, then there is an opportunity for Raini to partner with them and look at making some of the services that you can utilize Leonardo for available to Raini community members, under the Raini brand. So that's something we're looking at exploring, but nothing's been finalized yet. So those are probably the two main ways that I feel like Raini can benefit from Leonardo's success. It's kind of hard to replicate the viral growth though, given that it wasn't instigated by Leonardo in the first place. It was just YouTubers kind of FOMOing in. But we have some ideas for what we could do to try to, take some of the lessons from that experience and see what we can apply to Rainy as well.
Nice. Like I was saying in the Telegram, I think talking to someone else, those 500,000 people that are in there, a lot of them will be on social media. A lot of them will have, at least 10 followers or 100 followers, and you're talking what, 5 million, 50 million people, if they all sort of did something. But I mean, it's just any avenues in the future where eyes can get onto the project are just a great thing.
Absolutely, yeah. 6 degrees of separation, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just a question from. Oh, sorry, mate, you go.
Just going to add as well, like obviously with the close relationship we have with Leo and with the Leo team, it's also great for us, both for RTLOL and potentially for other titles. Like if there's particular tech that we need created in that like AI space, we've literally got, I guess, a sister company, I guess is probably a way to refer to it. Like we're all in the same Slack, we're all in the same Discord. Like we can reach out and like work directly with them, which opens up so many interesting possibilities. For both RTLOL and for other games as we move forward.
It speeds up massively the creation of in-game sort of content, doesn't it? The use of something like Leonardo.
Absolutely. It's not even like, it obviously speeds up the creation of production assets, but it also makes the design process a million times easier. Instead of me having to hand off a brief to like our lead artist of like, hey, I think this card should maybe look like this, or should, here's the theme, here's, what the character's like. I can just jump in and generate, a bunch of different like samples as a reference and hand those over, and it just speeds up the process immeasurably.
Yeah, indeed. Just a question from Andrea DeRosa. I'm assuming this is from the tournament. Maybe when will we receive the prize? When will they receive the prizes for the tournament, or any prizes that are out? I suppose at the moment.
Yeah, we're looking to send all the prizes. So for the most recent tournament, as well as the promo cards from previous contests, ideally this week, if not next week. So the majority of them we're hoping to send out this week. But yeah, we're trying to find, that's probably our next top priority is just getting all the prizes that we owe people out as soon as possible. So stay tuned. We'll post updates on Twitter and Telegram and everything about the status of them. But that's part of the reason we made sure we had everything in place to leverage Super Oracles to draw the Lucky Door prizes today, just so that we can get everyone their prizes as soon as we can.
Awesome, guys. Thank you. Question from Ash Hole, just asking, do you still have Ali Straza on retainer?
So we have like a good relationship with Ali Straza, and now by extension, the rest of the Ali Coin team who all participated in the most recent tournament. So we have the relationship with Ali Straza through Ready Player DAO. They're one of our partners. And yeah, Ali's expressed interest in continuing to play RTLOL and post content on an as needed basis. I believe we would be looking to leverage that relationship a lot more as we get closer to full launch. So I think we really wanted to get as many eyeballs on the project as possible in the lead up to the tournament and for the tournament, because it was such a big event. And we wanted to get as much value out of that sponsorship from Avalanche as possible. But from here, it comes back to what I was saying earlier. We'd really like to have all of the engagement and retention mechanics built into the game client before we, go very aggressively on the marketing side. But 100%, we have a great relationship with Ali Strauza, and that relationship is there. We're able to, reach out to her and work out some more stuff when the time is right.
Okay. GM Gaming just asking, when is the Chubbyverse tournament?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the next one on the list. Since the Avalanche tournament got pushed and extended even over an extra week, it's probably put the Chubbyverse tournament to May at this point. I think May might be another big month for us with all that we've got planned. So I would say at some point in May, we're going to be running the Chubbyverse tournament. We'll just have to double check all the dates and make sure we get everything sorted by then. We actually have a whole bunch of stuff that the team's been working on, some pretty cool updates in terms of like the aesthetics of the game that we have been holding off on pushing because we didn't want to do it midway through a tournament when we're waiting for the finals. So yeah, I think by the time we get the Chubbyverse tournament online, the game will be looking even better than it does already, and as well as have all the promo cards in. We want to give people enough time to actually play test the promo cards once we implement them, and work out decks. So yeah, I'd just say at some point in May, I'll let you know the dates as soon as we confirm them.
With those graphical updates you're referring to there, Chris, there's actually a video on Twitter, if people can find it, that actually shows some of those changes. But yeah, you're just not sure where it is. I can't remember where I posted it, so you'll have to have a look around, see if you can find it.
Or just wait for the patch. Yeah, one or
Yeah,
the
all
other.
that. Yeah.
You guys are always throwing out Easter eggs to find. I remember very early in the piece, there was a lot of them. It was very confusing trying to work the stuff out, but it seems to be a theme for you guys sometimes, that sort of thing, which is great. I mean, keeps everyone engaged. And
You're a
keep you all
game
on your
studio
toes.
after all, right?
Yeah.
Like you gotta have fun with it.
yeah, exactly. That's right. Action reaction. I think you just answered this. When Avalanche Blockfather coming in the game, it's part of that update, obviously, I would say.
Yeah, within the next I'd say 2 to 3 weeks, we're aiming to have the promo cards implemented. We've got the art done for it. I think it got shared on Twitter last week. And we have some ideas in mind for the design. So we've just got to implement it. So yeah, those will be coming in, yeah, I'd say within the next few weeks, all of the promo cards.
Awesome. GM Gaming, when RPG and land ownership?
So these are, yeah, kind of like post full launch items. We have some titles and extensions to RTLOL in mind in terms of different game modes and stuff that, we've done some of the, like a good chunk of the work towards, but we have made the decision to have them take a back seat until we get the core RTLOL game launched and get some good traction there and make sure that the fundamentals are exactly where we want it to be. So yeah, I'd say the second half of this year is when you'll be hearing more about that after we do the full game launch of RTLOL.
Sweet, sounds good. I just had a question in general, I suppose. A while back, you guys mentioned obviously Raini Studios is a gaming studio, and you were talking about an in-game development, a game under development in-house, and another one from another studio that's potentially going to be brought under the Raini's banner. Do you guys have any more information, or is that just going to wait till after launch as well on those games?
Yeah, so again, we actually have 2 titles that have been externally developed, where we have good relationships with the project founders, and we've been negotiating the possibility of publishing them, one or both of them under the Rainy Studios banner. can't really give too many details about that because the negotiations are still ongoing. It looks like it's basically we have the option to go down that route if we choose to pursue it, and if we decide that it's, we have the resources. So that's the publishing side of the equation. In terms of the other title, that comes back to what I was saying earlier. So it's kind of, we've done a good chunk of the work towards developing it. But then just because we're getting so close to the full launch of RTLOL, we actually pulled the developers off that temporarily, and we've got all hands on deck just making sure that the core TCG, RTLOL, is in as good a state as possible for full launch. And with the aim also of not wanting to delay it much further, we really want to get it out there and get people playing the game through the Epic Game Store in bits and pieces. So yeah, again, it's probably going to come down to second half of this year. Once we've done the full game launch of RTLOL, we'll unveil all the details of the other titles we've been working on and the other titles we can publish, as well as a bunch of smaller titles that we're producing for PFP NFT partners like Campai Pandas.
Awesome, 100% understandable, guys. It's fantastic. Getting the game out obviously is number one priority. George, GM Gaming, while will we still be getting the heroes in the upcoming card drop?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the intention was to tie in, like, if you get a bunch of packs, then you can get a hero as well. I think we need to confirm whether that's still I guess the structure we want to go with for the seasons pack drop, or whether it's going to be the third drop. We do want to have all the heroes out and available by the full game launch. So I believe at a minimum, there will be some upside for participating in the seasons pack drop that allow you to redeem like a hero. It might just be a month later or something, just before we do the full launch. But yeah, we'll confirm all the details. There's going to be some sort of relationship there, and we'll make sure the heroes are all available before the full game launch. I guess that's all I can say at this point. But yeah, I'll definitely give you more details as we get closer to the dates.
I know there was some stuff we had to look at with that, just because we want those heroes to be available for other titles outside of RTLOL. So making sure that the contracts are all set up correctly and that everything's set up in a way that will work for other titles as well, was the last thing I remember that the back end team was looking at.
Yeah, I think that's what's just caused a little bit of a delay in us confirming that, is just making sure they're available across multiple titles. If we just wanted them in RTLOL, it'd be very simple. But yeah, so that you can get a lot of utility out of these heroes, we just want to make sure we're setting it up correctly in the first place.
Nice. Matteo is just asking, there will be a streamer affiliate, I imagine streamer affiliate program or something?
Yeah, we're chatting with, oh, you go. Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
I was like, yeah, we're chatting with Ready Player DAO around that, and obviously we're super keen to work with as many streamers as possible. We're still finalizing what that will look like at this stage, but yeah, if you are a streamer or influencer looking to stream RTLOL, especially like at launch and beyond, we'll be doing everything we can from our side to support you in doing that.
Awesome. The more the merrier. Gyro FX, how do you see Raini in the next bullish cycle?
Yeah, I mean, that's a difficult question. It's hard to say when the next bullish cycle will occur, but
My camera's reversed. It's really,
yeah, up and to the right? Yeah. I think look, we've been putting in the hard work during this bear market. We had a mini bear market just after launching in 2021, and now we've had a much longer and deeper bear market since the collapse of Luna, especially last year. So all I can say there is we have not been wasting our time. We've been really knuckling down and focusing on building. I think the best advice you can give any project in the crypto space is to build hard in the bear, and then you are well prepared for the bull. And I think we've done that in spades. So depending on when the bull market comes, we might already have seen some mainstream adoption from the Web2 player base, thanks to Epic Game Store and the fact that we've just built a really fun game. But regardless, I think that will only translate to really good performance in the next bull run as well, whenever that may be. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. That's it for the questions, guys, that I can see anywhere at the moment. Thank you.
Perfect.
Easy done.
Yep.
We'll probably, yeah, we'll call it there. Hey, we're just under an hour for once. It's been a while since we've had an AMA under the hour mark. So, yeah, thank you so much, obviously, to everyone for joining us. Obviously, if you're new to the project or new to Raini Studios, we try to host these every week, usually on a Tuesday, but obviously we had some public holidays this week. We just had to work around those. But yeah, have a great week, everyone, and we'll catch you next time in the Rainiverse.
Fantastic.
Cheers,
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Have a good one.